Happy Sunday. Welcome once again. In this episode, we are going to dissect deeply how was the year to you. Earlier this week, one of my friends said he felt this year has never been a good year at all. As we embark on a new journey, let's turn and look back to January. How was the year? The answer to this question varies from one person to another. To someone, he can say, oh, this is the best year of my life. And that's true. There are a lot of breakthroughs. Probably the goals they set were successful. Some built houses. You bought your dream car. You traveled to your best destination. It depends on what success means to you. We have that class of people who call this year a very successful year. On the other hand, we also have a class of people who might feel this is not the year. Why? Maybe the goals they have set, they are not able to hit the targets. They had things that they set their minds onto didn't work the way they anticipated. Like I said before, one of my colleagues based his argument about the year on the targets that he has set. Of course, life without challenges, it's not a good life. All the challenges we face in our daily lives prepare us to become better versions of ourselves. Let me justify why. I know this year has been heavier. The most dominant conversations on the global stage this year, the war in Ukraine and Russia, of recent Israel and Palestine. All these have a tremendous impact on the daily lives of everyone, global environmental concerns. And this is also calling the global leaders to come together to have bigger debates on environmental matters. We all know that the COP 2023 is happening in UAE this year. Societal matters and many other things. All these challenges shapes the day-to-day lives that we face. We have seen a decline in resources for those who used to see much influx of money, this disappearance of money. And of course, this all adds to the bigger challenge. But I think also seeing it at a positive aspect. Being resilient throughout the year is a sign of a successful year. You should have given up 5 months down the road. But by you managing to pull through all these hardships to an extent that we have 28 days to close this year is a win. Let's see this. How has been your health this year? Someone might be successful this year, hit all targets, but if health-wise the year has never been good, that could be turned to be unsuccessful year. You could be 100% healthy this year, but maybe you haven't hit your financial goal. Goals for the year are multidimensional. You could hit your financial goals, but you find that your health and fitness goals, you're completely down. So, as we walk through the remaining 28 days of the year, can you dissect what are those successful things you achieved this year? At the global stage, we also monitored technological advancement, the rise of AI. I know there are some of you who are using AI tools now to better your work. We might count the year as a down or a bad year based on other parameters. For those who don't know, you might have followed on social media in the recent days. There are some photos. You could see African children running with a bowl of rice or chicken, whatever, all some of these photos. You'll wonder who generated all these images. All these images are generated by artificial intelligence. And with the rise of artificial intelligence, we should see, one, the positive aspect of it is that it's going to better the way we do work on a daily basis. Now, how do you position yourself to use these AI tools to better your business, to better your life, to better all the things that you are doing? On the downside, the rise in AI means some people are likely to lose their jobs. Just see the accuracy of how some of these photos are created and the time taken. Creating such a photo take few seconds, less than 10 seconds, you generate multiple images. And this calls for adaptation. How do you adopt? How do you evolve with all some of these changes? On another positive note, yesterday I was driving around Juba. I found that they say one almost in every block. Previously, when you move and you find say one, all you know is that there's something negative. Either there's funeral, and say once on weekends, it could be last funeral arrangements, wedding in a lower case. But yesterday, say once, almost in every area, was for a positive reason. Why? We have a very large number of graduates yesterday from the University of Juba. And that is something positive. Out of this, you would see that some people might be counting the negative side of the year, but that single win alone, graduating yesterday, is a big beacon of celebration, not only to the person who graduated, but also to the family. You'd find that out of the graduates yesterday, some could be the only graduate in the whole clan. Can you imagine how positive that reflects to that community? So when we count our wins, we should not base them on one side. Also within the week, you find that children are marching along the street. If you are a parent, all your kids manage to go to school this year, that is a win. It's too early to lose hope. Never know, anything can happen within the 28 days. As we all know, January is going to be a very tough month, and every year in, year out, people complains January is a very terrible. Can you start planning for January now? January is going to be a heavy month, as we all know. February, children are going back to school. How do you position yourself on that? If you're going to have a very good time, of course, that's going to start from around March there. So can we start planning appropriately? Otherwise, let's remain positive. So don't also forget, on the 31st of every year, I drop always an article, the bitter truth. Hopefully this year, I think the bitter truth might be in a visual form. The book recommendation we have today is The Principles for Success. This book was written by Jack Canfield. Jack Canfield, for those who don't know, he grew a business from zero to $80 million in valuation, and all the principles he learned along the way in building that, he wrote it into a book. So I highly encourage anybody to find this book, read it, and these principles can be so much helpful for you. Otherwise, thank you so much and have a blessed Sunday.